everybody. Welcome to another episode of Two Strike Noise, your mom's favorite baseball history podcast. My name is Jeff. I am one half of the show. As always, this is our special Halloween show where it is all Halloween all the time. And because of that, Mark is live from our Casper Wells studio in the Pacific Northwest. Mark,
right.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. You wouldn't believe this. It's going to come as a shock, but it's been raining all day and it's not supposed to stop until tomorrow.
I miss that, though. I love rain. That's one thing I really miss about Seattle.
I do, too. You'd think I'd be sick of it by now, being 30 years old and living here.
Yes, the 30-year-old Mark. So as we mentioned, this is a Halloween episode, all spooky, less mooky in this episode. I was telling you, Mark, that I have had stories just tucked away for Halloween episodes for years, and I forget about them until November. But this year, it all came together, and I remembered it, and it is all Halloween stuff for this episode. So get ready.
Some tricks, some treats.
Yep. The Casper Wells studio, I think that's a pretty deep cut, just right off the bat.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah. All right, let's get started with let's start with our BP because it's World Series time. We don't want to cramp up. And we did get some comments about being interested in the World Series ring raffle that we were going to give away.
Oh, good. Darn it.
No,
I was totally planning on giving it away.
You're still on the hook for that, Mark. You're going to need to procure a 2025 World Series ring somehow, and so we can raffle that off. But
it doesn't have to be real, does it?
Oh, we'll talk about that off.
Okay.
Recording here. All right. So first of all, let's get right into it here with our spooky stuff. This is a good way, I thought, to start it off. This is a quote from Ken Burns from his baseball documentary. Came out in 1994. He said, quote, "It is a haunted game in which every player is measured against the ghosts of all who have gone before him." Which that beyond the spooky, haunted, and ghosts words in there, really, with this World Series is a thing because look at the Dodgers. We're seeing Shohei Ohtani pitch and hit just out of his mind, something that we have very rarely seen and really never seen at the same time.
No.
And then we've got the Blue Jays who are back after a 25-year absence or 30-year absent, and they're being measured against the ghosts of Joe Carter.
Yeah.
And Ricky
So
Henderson
true.
dancing off second base. But that's just me. All right, let's get into some more of this stuff. I want to talk about Boris Karloff for a quick minute here. This is a baseball history podcast, so he fits right in. He played the original Frankenstein in the black and white movies, the OG Frank. And there's a new Guillermo del Toro version out right now of Frankenstein.
Yes.
So Boris was British and he loved cricket. He was an avid cricket player throughout his life, but he did play baseball at least once. He did it in full Frankenstein makeup and costume as well.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, remember those big platform shoes like Herman Munster would wear too? Though must be hard to run. But it was a charity game and it was billed as the leading men against the comedians. This was in Hollywood, obviously. Karloff's participation was not promoted in any way. It was a surprise to those in attendance, and he came out dressed completely like Frankenstein, which there hadn't been a Frankenstein movie for quite a while, so this was a big deal. He had one AB. He made contact, impressive enough. He grounded it to the famed infield combination of the Three Stooges.
They used to play for the Mariners.
Luckily for Boris, though, the Stooges were surprisingly enough not good and couldn't make the play. They kicked and threw the ball all around the infield. Frankenstein, who at this point was rated like a 40 in speed, took advantage of this, though, and rounded the bases until the Stooges were finally able to get the ball to their catcher waiting at home plate, none other than Buster Keaton.
Wow.
This just sounds like a blast, frankly. You got the Three Stooges and Buster Keaton on the infield. So as Karloff is coming home, Keaton, and remember, this is before the Buster Posey rule, so Keaton's blocking the plate here. But Frankenstein stops short and gives Buster the evil eye. causing Keaton to faint backwards into the arms of the umpire, and Frankenstein steps on the plate for an inside the park home run, as the official scorer noted.
Dude, that is so awesome.
I just wish this was like there was video of this.
Oh.
Like there's a great picture of this happening with Buster Keaton, like going flat as a board and falling backwards into the umpire with Frankenstein standing in front of him. This would have been so much fun to watch.
That's awesome.
Love to see that. So some other notable Hollywood baseball ties. Bela Lugosi. We've talked about Frankenstein. Now we're talking about Dracula. He became good friends with Babe Ruth because, of course, he did. That would be quite the combination out on the town on a Friday night. Although Lugosi was not really a big fan of baseball, he apparently went to a couple of Yankee games on Babe's invitation. Another icon of this genre, Vincent Price, was a big Dodgers fan.
Very nice.
This is interesting, though. He was a diehard fan of the game, but he was also a diehard fan of hot dogs.
Okay.
Maybe even more than baseball. I don't know. Specifically, those at hot dogs game, or those hot dogs at baseball games. There's a book. It is called the Vincent Price Cookbook. Which, I mean, what chef's kitchen doesn't have the Vincent Price Cookbook included?
It's a classic.
Yes. Betty Crocker, The Joy of Cooking, and the Vincent Price Cookbook.
Yes,
but,
I have the Brady Bunch one, personally.
It's a time for change every now and then. This is a quote from the Vincent Price Cookbook, in which there is a recipe for hot dogs. It says, quote, "No hot dog ever tastes as good as the ones at the ballpark." I can get on board with it. I can agree. But what the recipe is, it's a bacon-wrapped stuffed cheese and onion hot dog. Which, if you've ever taken Bart to the Oakland Coliseum, you know exactly what it is, because that's what they sell on that bridge from the Bart station into the Coliseum, famously.
Yes, I've been privy.
One last one I wanted to talk about is the Munsters. Featured appearance by Hall of Fame manager Leo DeRocher, The Lip.
That's right.
1965 episode. DeRocher gives Herman Munster a tryout, but during the tryout, Herman does so much damage to the field in the park that the Dodgers decide to take a pass.
That's right. I remember seeing this.
I don't know if I have to believe I've probably seen a clip. I don't really remember it, though.
Because he's just mashing the ball, and they're thinking, we got ourselves a big home run hitter. But then it starts destroying things. He's hitting it so hard.
I got to imagine he's not a great fielder, though. Not a lot of range.
Not with those clodhoppers on.
No, and he can't bend over. Like, where do you put him? There's no DH at this point. Yeah, I might pass. And maybe you just have him be a pinch hitter late. I don't know.
On the positive side, he wouldn't need a glove.
Well, it would extend his range by a little bit. Unless he's not playing defense at all. Yeah. Something else I wanted to talk about, spooky wise, is hauntings in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Some people have claimed that they heard whispers coming from Ty Cobb's plaque in the gallery in the Hall of Fame after hours. Creepy. In the summer of 2016, there was a Hall of Fame employee named Christina, and twice she encountered unexplained phenomenon while closing the museum. One night, she was in a wing that had paintings, and as she left, she jokingly said, "Good night, paintings," and distinctly heard a voice reply, "Good night, Christina."
Wow.
And there was nobody there. She knew there was nobody there. She was the only one in the whole place. And then later that summer, she and another staffer saw a man in the Pride and Passion exhibit, which I think was a book exhibit, and they quickly tried to follow this person. They left the room, and the spirit left the room, and they followed it out, and it was gone. But she had a witness with that one. Somebody else was there. Also,
there's some great artifacts at the hall. You never know.
Yeah, there are. There's artifacts from people that are mainly dead.
Lots of dead people ownership of artifacts.
Yeah. You know the Ted Williams exhibit with the balls positioned in the strike zone that are different colors.
Yes.
Hot. So a young boy was at this exhibit with his family, standing in front of the cardboard like the life-size cardboard cutout of him with the bat next to this ball thing. And both he and his family distinctly heard a voice from the cutout saying, "Always keep trying. It will be okay." Which at least is encouraging, as opposed to "I am going to eat your soul and spit your eyeballs out" kind of thing.
Which is what Ty Cobb probably whispers.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I could see, like, Joe Jackson. Like, if there's a Joe Jackson, there's probably Pete Rose stuff in there, right? They want to get in. They're haunting the place. We talked about that haunted museum in Milwaukee before where visiting teams stay.
Yes.
And when no longer on the Brewers, McCutcheon would not stay. Andrew McCutcheon would not stay in that hotel when he came to Milwaukee.
I read that.
I think that's awesome.
Well,
let's see. Mark, I asked you to come up with some spooky baseball names. I have as well.
Yes.
Let's compare some and see how we do. Hit me with one of yours.
Okay, hold on. I got to call it up here on my notebook. Okay, we already did Casper Wells.
Yep, I already spent that one.
Okay, how about Angel Pagan?
Oh, that's
like pagan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a contradiction.
Yeah, it is. I did not have that one on my list. I've got Mike Myers.
Oh, I don't have that one. That's brilliant.
He was a reliever, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah. He was also a terrible murderer.
Different people, of course.
Oh, yeah. I get them mixed up.
Yep. All right. Next one from you. So far, usually we just cancel each other out.
Yes. How about Boo Ferris?
Boo Ferris.
Yes, he was a Red Sox from 45 to 50.
I don't have that one. We're on a
nickname Boo.
Yeah. Okay. I went with similar. I went with Boog Powell because he's got Boo in his name.
Very nice.
And there's two of them. Boog Powell and Boog Powell.
That's right.
All right. Next one.
How about Irvin Eerie Lake?
No.
Yes. Full name was Irvin Eerie Lake. And
the parents
named after Lake Erie, obviously, but the Erie part is what I'm pointing out here.
I was going to say the parents are big, like, Great Lakes fans. His four other kids are named Huron, Michigan, and Superior.
Yes. It was an easy way to come up with the next name. Not a lot of thought had to be put into it.
They're like, we got to stop. You're getting snipped after 5. That's all we can do. You got the Finger Lakes near Cooperstown. Maybe they could go there.
That's true.
How about Urban Shocker, Hall of Famer?
Oh, man, I didn't come up with that one. That's good.
That's a good name. Also a good supervillain name.
Absolutely.
Urban Shocker. All right.
The Urban Shocker.
Okay. Bane resurrected as a baseball player. All right. So this is weird because usually, like I said, we're on the same wavelength. We all have different ones. Do you have any more?
Sure. I have outfielder Sid Graves.
Sid Graves. Nope. I don't have him. I've got Richie Hebner, the grave digger.
Oh, okay.
We went real different ways here. All right. More?
Okay. There was a minor leaguer in the 1910s named J.J. Ghost.
J.J. Ghost. No.
Yes. And I have another minor leaguer to follow him. I did dug pretty deep.
Hold on with the Ghost one because I've got JoJo Moore, who was nicknamed the Gauss Ghost.
Ah. Ooh, that's almost creepy.
All right. What do you got?
All right, another minor leaguer in the 60s, Milton Mickey Hauntz. Hauntz.
Wow. No, don't have it. All right, I'm going to go with this one. This is another Hall of Famer. Actually, I've got 3 more Hall of Famers here. We've got the Killer, Harmon Killebrew. I've got Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Guerrero, and then Mr. October, Reggie Jackson.
How did I not come up with that?
I don't know. You didn't have any of those?
No, I did not.
Wow. How many more do you have?
I have 6.
Yeah, I do too. This is really weird. All right. Hit me with your next one.
I was going to say the Cleveland Spiders, but then I found a Spider Jorgensen.
Oh, well.
Third baseman for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
All right. We'll take them for sure then. I came up. This one's kind of a more modern one. Jason Worth. He was nicknamed the Werewolf.
Okay. I got one to match up with that.
Okay.
Randy Wolf.
Oh, the pitcher for the Phillies, and his brother was an umpire. I don't know if he still is.
Yeah. Full moon power arm when that guy threw.
And there were the Randy's Werewolves or something. Were they up in
something like that?
Their fans? All right. I got to this guy. He played in the 50s for the A's, mainly. Spook Jacobs.
Ooh, good
Full
one.
name, Forrest Vandergrift Jacobs.
I'd have gone by Spook, too.
Yeah. All right.
All right, how about Dusty Baker? Because I think of like if I'm on the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland and there's like dust everywhere.
Oh, okay. That maybe not as good as... What was your Christmas one that I loved?
Santana?
Yeah, Johann
Carlos
Santana. That one's a bit of a stretch there.
Okay. But there's another Graves, though.
Okay.
Dan Graves. He was a Red.
Oh, Danny Graves. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Reds, I think.
Yep.
All right. So I've got another. These are people I haven't heard of. I just did a nickname search. Jim Coates was nicknamed Mummy. Wally Gerber was Spooks, and Jerry Adair was Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh, okay. Those all fit?
Yeah, they fit. They're just, I don't know these guys like some
I
of the
got a couple
others.
more.
Okay.
In the 40s, there was a pitcher named Pumpkin Joe Beggs. His nickname was actually Pumpkin.
Okay.
I don't think I'd like that as a nickname.
No, I picture somebody that might fill out their uniform a bit more than the rest of the teammates.
Okay, here's another stretch for you.
Okay.
Jack O'Brien.
If you're Scottish, you're in.
Jack O'Brien, yeah, couldn't quite get the lantern in there. And then a couple more, just thinking of trick-or-treating. Candy Cummings, the inventor of the curveball.
Yeah.
And Don Candy, minor leaguer in the 50s.
Don, not John Candy.
No, Don.
No, Candy Cummings, that's a great one. That's a good poll right there. That
Yeah,
might
we
even be my favorite one, I think. Yeah,
Well, it does got some history to it.
Yeah, I like that one. And I didn't think of any kind of candy references. So that's really good one. I was going spooky. I didn't think of what you do on Halloween.
You put the right substances in your body, like caffeine, and you can start thinking of random stuff.
I had other substances in my body when
caffeine.
I did this. All right. That'll do it for our BP spooky segment. We'll let the grounds crew, our season's over. There's a Halloween haunted house on the field. Like
Yes,
when the
Corn
holidays
maze.
come around, they do the ice skating and stuff. This is a spooky warehouse type of thing on there fixing up. But that is because our topic this week, again, this is somebody that I have had tucked away in my file of story ideas for a long time, and I'm glad I remembered him this week. We are going to be talking about Frederick Mitchell Walker. Now, how would this guy be a great fit for a Halloween-themed show, you might ask?
I'm asking.
You might. He is also known by another name, a more ominous name, a more mysterious name. Today, I'm going to tell you how Fred Walker became known as Mysterious Mitchell, and then later Mysterious Walker. There's a lot of layers to this thing. So,
Okay, cool.
Frederick Mitchell Walker began his athletic life way back in the day. He went to the University of Chicago as a 3-sport athlete. He played football, halfback. He was a pitcher on the baseball team, and he played basketball. So as a freshman in 1904, he suffered a concussion during football practice. The injury initially appeared to be minor, and I'm sure all of the concussion protocols at the time were followed. I'm sure he rubbed some dirt on it. Makes a lot of sense to when your brain hurts is to rub dirt on it. Probably put an ice pack on it for a good 5 minutes before he went back in with his leather helmet that he was probably wearing. Maybe had a drink of water from a ladle that they dip in that big bucket of water, and since they didn't have squirt bottles. But later that night, Walker became, quote, temporarily deranged, end quote. And during this delirious state, he thought he was already playing the game against Northwestern that was coming up on Saturday. I really wanted to know what that meant he was doing.
Yeah.
That he thought he was in a game, but the article references an article, and the article is not on the internet. So I just imagine he's like tackling other students as they walk through the quad. Interrupt the game of hacky sack with a clothesline tackle.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Intercepts a frisbee in that game of ultimate that's going on. I don't know. Now, I don't want to get branded as a football podcast, but while playing football in Chicago in 1905, Mitchell's team defeated Michigan by a score of 2-0, which ended a 56-game unbeaten streak for the Wolverines.
That wasn't a European football game.
No, this is American football. The Wolverines were so good and scored so much that they were called the point-a-minute Wolverines. So if they're scoring a point a minute and they lose a game 2-0, this has to be the most boring game in the history of all sports.
So Chuck Knox was coaching.
I know he's a Seahawks coach. That's all I know about him.
Yeah.
I don't really watch football, but I would watch this game just to see how this possibly happened. Was there no play clock at this point?
I don't know. We can ask right next door to our studio here is the football podcast people.
What's that podcast called? You got to come with a name.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Put it in post.
That's it.
I just want to know, did they score a safety on the first play of the game and then just not snap the ball for the rest? How does this happen? I don't know. Weird.
Stood there for a half hour.
The mysterious part of Mysterious Walker, however, came when he started his professional baseball career. He pitched briefly for the Cincinnati Reds in 1910 and then finished the season for the San Francisco Seals in the Pacific Coast League. Here, though, and for whatever reason, who knows if he was sober or if it is that concussion from college, might have actually done some long-term damage, he identified himself as Frank Mitchell, intentionally dropping his last name, which obviously immediately nobody knew who he was. Mystery's mystery was added to while in the PCL, but there are actual accounts suggesting that he wore a mask while pitching for the Seals. Like kind of lucha libre, but baseball.
Wow.
After winning both games of a doubleheader in September of 1910, the Los Angeles Times dubbed him Mysterious Mitchell. Here is a quote from a story, and you know it's from 1910, so it's going to be... The prose is a little flowery. Quote, the big feature of this first doubleheader was the work of the iron busher who heaved in both games. In the first of 10 innings, he allowed but 7 hits, and in the second of 7 innings, 6 swats were made off him. Hash Mitchell, the mystery that came from nowhere to pitch 4 straight victories for the Seals. Everyone watching Mitchell in the hope that they might guess who he is by looking at him, and while they were gazing, they saw some real spitball pitching that was remarkable for the amount of juice he used to deceive the local batsmen, end quote. So I think the real mystery is, how is this guy producing this much spit that he can pitch for 17 innings?
Man, I think that technology died with Max Patkin.
He would just take water with him. All right, here's another quote about him. Quote, Mysterious Mitchell furnished the sensation at Recreation Park once more this afternoon, where 8,000 wildly excited fans upset baseball tradition. Until after the game, the twirler created as much interest and excitement as the contest itself. There was still more to follow. He was at the center of a throng as he left the stand, and when he went to the offices of the baseball company, several hundred people gathered to look at him and call for a speech, end quote. So this really is like wrestling at this point. Maybe he wore a mask, probably not, but wrestlers change their identity all the time. Kevin Nash, right? There's Kevin Nash, there's Diesel, there's Dr. X, the Great Oz, if you remember that wonderful experiment. The Master Blaster, Vinny Vegas, Big Sexy, Big Daddy Cool, and of course our favorite, Nun de Plume of Kevin Nash, Chet Lemon, baseball. But these fans want Mysterious to give a speech, so they want him to essentially cut a promo is what they're looking for him to do.
There you go.
This is wrestling. The mystery was finally ended just days later. Chicago sports writers found a picture of him from his days while playing in Chicago named Fred Walker. They also discovered that Mitchell had earlier in the year signed to pitch for the New York Giants. but he had disappeared before making an appearance because he, quote, got into trouble with a chambermaid at a hotel where he had stopped, who accused the young pitcher of an attempted assault, end quote. So, how awful is that writing, first of all? He didn't get into trouble. I doubt the chambermaid had any part of causing that trouble.
The wording was like they got together and did some midnight sweeping, but that's not what it was about. A little wordy.
Yeah, I think he's going to go on the dental list ASAP after this story. So we now know why he showed up in the PCL and changed his name and possibly pitched with a mask on. Walker would go on to play Major League Baseball until 1915, pitching for the Cleveland Naps, the Brooklyn Superbas, the Pittsburgh Rebels in the Federal League, and the Brooklyn Tip-Tops. His career Major League Baseball mark was 7-23 with a 4.0 career ERA. He only pitched 297 in the third innings in his career, and he went 7-23. That's a lot of losses for not a lot of innings pitched. If we're talking straight talk about Mitchell here, he struck out 143, but he walked 136. So I guess if we want to say something positive about his pitching, he only hit 8 batters in his entire career.
That's solid.
Yeah. And he was never credited with a balk if they were kept at that time. Did zeros.
You might not have known what one was.
I don't think that would stop him from balking somebody, but the umpires, he's 7-23. Just let him be. Another part of this story that really intrigued me is what else Mitchell did during his lifetime. He coached like a lot. Not only did he coach a lot, but he coached a lot of sports. Immediately after graduating from Chicago in 1907, he became the athletic director and coach of 4 sports at Utah Agricultural College, which is now Utah State University. So fresh out of school, he's the AD and the head coach of 4 sports at a college. This tenure, though, ended tragically when a player was killed during a game, leading to the abolishment of football at the college until sometime, since they're obviously playing it now. Walker then held a staggering amount of college coaching positions. Like I said, different sports, and he was also the athletic director for many of these schools at the same time as well. So, coaching football, he was either the head or assistant coach at the University of Denver, University of Chicago, Carnegie Tech, Washington and Jefferson College, Williams College, New York Agricultural College, DePaul University, Michigan Agricultural College, Drury College, and Wheaton College.
No kidding.
Now, a note about the Drury job, he was there from 1924 to 1925, where he was hailed as Drury's Miracle Man and developed the players into the most sensational 11s in the history of the Missouri Conference, according to somebody. Then it goes on to say these teams never actually had a winning record. So I think that might be more hyperbole than fact. But my Drury College football knowledge is not great. He also coached basketball at Utah Agricultural College, where he finished 0-8. So not a great coach. He was head coach at Dartmouth, Rhode Island State College, DePaul, Michigan Agricultural College, Drury, Loyola University of New Orleans, University of Texas, where he actually was very good, and again, Wheaton College. Now, the Dartmouth stint from 1917 to 1908 was cut short. He was dismissed after the team lost the first 20 games of the season. The dismissal was prompted by the, quote, dissatisfaction of the student body, end quote, and coaching methods deemed not in keeping with the council's idea. Their idea was like, let's not go 0-20 to start the season, probably.
Can you see him at 0-19 going, no, he may have something left in him.
Yeah, I think he's going to turn it around now any moment. Baseball coaching. All right, Ole Miss, Oregon Agricultural, Oregon Agricultural, which is now Oregon State, University of Chicago, Rhode Island State, New York Agricultural, DePaul University, Michigan Agricultural, which is now Michigan State, and again, Wheaton College. the Oregon Agricultural, the Oregon State one. He was the head coach of the baseball team there in 1911 before he was fired after punching an umpire in an altercation during a game.
Never a good idea.
No, but there was a petition to have him reinstated saying that, quote, the umpire's conduct justified the blow, end quote. He was reinstated.
Okay.
This is, by the way, this is still while he's playing professional baseball during the summers. Most of these college jobs, he is still pitching professionally in the big leagues. So his penchant for controversy was not just limited to his baseball scandals or some of his very brief coaching stays. While coaching professional basketball, because of course he did, in Pittsburgh in the winter of 1913 and 1914, again, dead smack in the middle of his playing career, he performed a bizarre strength stunt where he laid himself between two chairs like he was part of the planking craze in the early 2000s, and he had 3 basketball players stand on him like he was a bridge. Strong core, this guy.
I guess.
Why you would do this, though, I have no idea. He had a brief stop as a high school coach, which, of course, there was drama involved. In 1932, while coaching at J. Sterling Morton High School in Illinois, he was given the pink slip after the head of the physical education department charged him with inefficiency, lateness, allowing uniform handouts without a deposit, and leaving the shower rooms dirty.
Ooh.
This sparked...
Was his job to clean the showers?
Yeah, I know, right? This is high school.
Wow.
Maybe? This sparked a petition signed by over 75% of the entire population of the town to keep him, and Walker was eventually reinstated after the school deemed the charges petty and trivial. And the teacher who reported him was fired 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Whistleblower.
You mess with the wrong guy.
Yeah. Walker retired from coaching in 1940 and worked in an investment business. He served as vice president of Chelsea and Company. I don't know what that is. Chesley, not Chelsea. Chesley and Company from 1952 until his sudden death from a heart attack in 1958 in his home in Oak Park, Illinois. But that is special for Halloween. It is mysterious. Walker.
Very nice.
There you go.
An interesting individual you dug up.
Yeah.
And I used dug up intentionally.
Well, Richie Hebner. Let's get a hold of Richie Hebner. He can help us dig up more. All right. So, Mysterious Walker. All right. That's as much Halloween as I can promise, because it is time to head into our final segment of the show where any Halloween is just happenstance, a happy mistake, as Bob Ross would say. It is time for the final segment. It's time for Wax Pack.
Wax Pack Hero! Gotta pull a Wax Pack Hero! Got stars in his eyes! Wax Pack Hero! On the podcast tonight!
Hello again, friends. It's time for another installment of Wax Pack's Heroes. Before we can start, though, let's go over the rules. Mark and Jeff are going to play an old-fashioned game of war, except this is more like baseball reference war. They'll each get 1 card, and will score the baseball reference war of the year of the card. But wait! They can add or subtract points depending on certain aspects of the card and the player's season. Any 80s baseball aesthetics the card displays will earn an extra 1/10 of a point, or if they don't like something, like 2-in-1 stirrups, they can subtract a 1/10 of a point as well. Also, if the player won any awards that season, they get a 1/2 a point for each. If the player led the league in any categories, they'll get a 1/10 of a point for each positive category, but minus 1/2 a point for each negative one. If there's a Hall of Famer anywhere on the card, that's a whole extra point. If the player had a Kostakos Brothers poster made of them, they get a 1/2 a point for that. If Ricky Henderson or Nolan Ryan get pulled, the round is over. Jeff automatically wins if either pulls a Ricky card, and Mark wins if Nolan is pulled. If the player has any pop culture references, they get a 1/2 a point, unless they appeared on Seinfeld, The Simpsons, or Sabrina the Teenage Witch. That, friends, is a whole point for each. If the player was suspended for off-the-field mischief during their career or are on the 2SN, don't talk about list. That's a -0.5 and a whole point respectively. So with that out of the way, it's time to play Wax Pack Heroes.
All right, Mark, our pack this week, we're going to finish up the 87 tops that we opened with Ryan Fagan. Since we only went through 5 cards, we have got some cards left here. So we're going to finish up this pack. I have shuffled them. I will tell you that there is a manager card in here. We might not get to it, but we might have a manager card. With that being said, would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first.
First. All right. Then, without any further ado, here we go. You have got... All right. Now, I think of him as an Oriole, but here is a young with a very tall stovetop Pirates hat, Joe Orsulak.
Nice.
I think I've made fun of Jim Leland's picture from this year. These hats these are spring training hats, I assume. They are ridiculously high. Like they are legitimate, like cowboy hat height in the middle.
They were goofy looking hats.
Okay, so it's got the 3 gold stripes going around it. But the thing is, the P in the middle, the lines extend above and below that. It's that high. It is, and it's mesh too, so you can see through the whole thing. It's just a weird, very weird look for everybody. But for Joe Orsulak, overall 14 years in the big leagues, 5 with Baltimore, 4 with Pittsburgh, 3 with the Mets, and then Florida and Montreal for parts of a season. I don't know, if this is good news or bad news for you. 1987, he did not play.
It might be good news.
He had a -0.3 WAR in 86 and a positive +0.9 in 88. Let's see, did he play at all or was he hurt? He 39 games in AAA. That's it. So it sounds like he was probably. And his WAR for that was a -1.1. Or no, I'm sorry, that's age difference. They don't do WAR in the minor leagues. Never mind. Yeah, so that's going to be a 0 for you. I think I'll give you 1/10 of a point for that hat.
Nice.
It is something. I don't think he's got a lot of pop culture references. No, he definitely does not. So, yeah, that's going to be it for Joe Orsulak, a positive +0.1. And you will be going up for me. I'm just going to say, what? Me worry?
Oh, you got Al Newman.
Al Newman here with the Expos. This is a great card. It's during spring training, but in the 80s, teams, except for the Yankees, wore their regular uniforms during spring training games. So he has got, this is a real dark blue Expos uniform, but he's got the pinwheel hat on pinwheel batting helmet that I love. But I can't, there's nothing here that's going to get me any points. So I'm relying on his skill in the 1987 season alone. Let's see. Overall, 8 years in the big leagues, 5 with the Twins, 2 with the Expos, 1 with the Rangers. 1987, 110 games all over the place for the Twins. He was a big utility guy. Hit .221, .298 on base, .303 slug for a 59 OPS plus. No home runs, 29 ribs, 15 stolen bases, 11 caught stealing.
Ooh.
That's not. The year before, he had 11 stolen bases and 11 caught stealing.
Okay, quit running.
Yeah, for his career, he was 91 on the good side, 55 caught stealing. That's
Yikes.
awful. But his defensive flexibility helps me, and he's got a .4 WAR.
Oh, they get you there.
So, assuming that nothing bad is happening to him, that'll be good. First round draft pick, 12th overall in 81 by the Expos. Part of a 3-team trade in 1983. Just listen to these names. The Expos, the Cubs, and the Padres traded Craig Def Leppertz, my boy Carmelo Martinez, Scott Sanderson, and Al Newman were all exchanged for each other at one point. Yeah, the Mad Magazine thing.
Reference.
Pardon?
You might have a pop culture reference. He did have the Al Newman show on AM 1280 The Patriot in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A short-lived program was a weekly family-friendly show about sports.
I don't think just a radio show unless it's national.
No?
Yeah, I think we got to be tougher on that, I think, but I don't think I need it.
No, I don't think you do either.
Oh, this is nice. In 2022, David Ortiz specifically noted Al Newman as a coach who had worked with him daily to build his confidence to become the player that he was.
There you go. Wow. Well done, Al.
All right. I'm up 1-0. By the way, the scoreboard is 2-2 this season. I don't think I mentioned that. All right. Your next card is, I make mention of him. It was a short stop for the Giants, and the Giants fans would chant his last name, where each section would be one of the syllables. And it was Jose Uribe. It's Jose Uribe.
There you go.
It was a good shot. Let's see, he's got flip down sunglasses, he's got a mustache, and he's got real stirrups. So that's a positive 0.3 of a point for you right off the bat, just from looking at him. From the DR, you can guess that, you know what, he did some walking for somebody from the DR.
Oh, yeah. We walked his way off the island.
It is possible. You would need one of those old-timey, like, weighted suits with the big helmet and the latch that, the little round window in front that you open up. Somebody up top, like, pushing one of those big accordion-like things to get you air down there. A lot of work to walk off the island. 1987 with the Giants, hit 291, 343 on base, 424 slugging for a 106 OPS plus, 5 home runs, 30 ribs, 12 stolen bases, 2 caught stealing for a 3.0 WAR for Jose Uribe.
That surprises me.
Easily the best season of his career.
A funny story. Apparently, he was initially, his real name was Jose Gonzalez Uribe. And he decided to drop the Gonzalez, and because, as he put it, there are too many Gonzalezes in baseball. So he was often referred to as the player to be named later.
Good sense of humor.
Yeah.
He was traded for Jack Clark at one point. And yeah. Oh, it looks like he's passed away. Oh, unfortunately, in a car accident in 2006.
He had the big eBay cards craze. You remember that?
I'm looking at it here, and I remember we talked about it maybe like 6 months ago or something. Yeah.
It was somehow they had convinced people that this was a rare card, the 90 Fleer Jose Uribe, and it wasn't. And still, word of mouth took it straight to the hundreds of thousands of dollars range.
Yeah, I should have sold my Sam Horns and gotten in on that. All right. So you've got Jose Uribe. You're going to be going up against one of the most nondescript cards and names of the set. With the Phillies, it's Jeff Stone. He's got a mustache. That's about all I can say. He's also got a zip down Phillies jersey on, but that's not going to be worth anything. Overall, Jeff Stone, 8 years in the big leagues, 5 with the Phils, 2 with Boston, then Baltimore and Texas. In 1987, he hit 256, a 316 on base, and slugged 352 for a 75 OPS plus, 1 home run, 16 ribs, a minus .1 WAR. My mustache points will take me back to 0. Was traded for Rick Shue at one point. Or no, with Rick Shue.
Oh, yeah.
My boy, Rick Shue. And yeah, shockingly enough, no pop culture points there. All right. That'll be 1-1. All right. You have got here. This is a weird looking card. You've got Dave Collins with the Tigers. This is a stage photo in Tiger Stadium during batting practice. He's in the cage, not wearing a helmet, but he's wearing some huge science teacher glasses. He's a left-handed batter. He's holding the bat like as far away from his body as he can. It's just a strange look. And then the top of his uniform is really loose. So he looks like, who was it that did the impersonation? I think it was Robin Ventura that did the impersonation of Mike Piazza when it was raining one time out there on the tarp, and he put a big pillow in his jersey.
Oh, yeah.
This is what that looks like. It's a strange looking card, but you'll get the science teacher points, but that's about it here from the card.
He was an original Seattle Mariner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe
he was
not.
Selected with the 14th pick in the expansion draft.
All right.
76.
Overall, 16 years in the big leagues, 7 with Kansas City, and then a bunch of teams for 2 or less years. In 1987, he was 34 years old, playing for the Cincinnati Reds again. Let's see, he hit 294, 388 on base. Not bad, 353 slug for a 96 OPS plus. He had no home runs, 5 RBI, 9 stolen bases, no caught stealing. Boy, for a white guy with glasses this size, he stole 395 bases in his career.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, here's a little thing that says Collins was dubbed the fastest white man in baseball because he ran the 100-yard dash in 9.6 seconds.
Wow. It's just not what
Doesn't look like the quickest man in the
No, he just absolutely does not look like he would have any sort of speed at all. Once led the league in triples, very Sandberg-esque. He hit 15 in 84. That was Sandberg's year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
The ball was juiced for triples
Just
that
triples,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Anything else going to get you any points here? I think has he coached? Coaching career, yeah, he's been a coach.
Just to make mention, he did play for the Fort Myers Sun Sox of the Senior Professional Baseball Association.
Nice. I think we should include that after this game.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, well, if you get a 10th of a point for the Senior Professional League.
If you played in the SPBA, you get a 10th of a point. I like it.
All right, so you've got Dave Collins that has got you a 0.9. Wow. So you're going to get, that's a 1 even with the glasses.
Nice.
Money there. I got one of your guys here with the Astros, Denny Walling.
Sure. Love Denny Walling.
Let's see. Denny, overall, 18 years in the big leagues, Houston for 13, and then St. Louis for 3, the Oakland Athletics for 2, and Texas. In 1987 with Houston, let's see, hit 283, 356 on base, 418 slug for 108 OPS plus. He had 5 home runs, 33 ribs, and 5 stolen bases for a 1.2 WAR. There's nothing on this card that's going to help me. Hopefully nothing will knock me down because I need the win. Nothing really on that card. You'll have to rely on Denny's, I don't know, drug use. That's really the only thing that would be. He was drafted number 1 overall by the A's in 1975 in the secondary draft.
Yeah, and they brought him to the big leagues immediately.
Oh,
So
wow. So he didn't start in the minor leagues?
He did not. He did eventually play in the minor leagues.
Yeah,
But
so
no, he
he's
started with Oakland.
So he's like a Pete Incaviglia, John Olerud
That's right.
rarity.
Dave Winfield, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm sure we've discussed that. I don't remember it at all. He's got a great mustache on his Wikipedia page, but not on this card, unfortunately. Nothing pop culture wise, which I mean, I guess is good because I still win that round 1.2 to 1, but that'll put me up 1-0.
Another battle for the ages.
I can see I teased you that there was a manager card in this deck somewhere. It is here, and it's yours.
Oh, boy.
It is the manager for the Angels, Gene Mauch. Now, I'm going to give you this. Gene Mauch's got one of those like satin jackets on.
Yeah.
And that's good stuff. So I'm going to give you a 10th of a point for that. As a player, he played for 9 years. Chicago, Boston, Brooklyn, Boston Braves, Pittsburgh, and St. Louis. His overall career WAR as a second baseman was a -0.1. So not great. Brother-in-law of Roy Smalley, uncle of Roy Smalley.
What?
I'm assuming that's a senior and a junior.
Oh, boy, I hope so.
As a manager, had some good success with, let's see, he managed the Phillies, the Expos, the Twins, and the Angels. Never won a World Series, it doesn't look like, but
Says he was the winningest manager to have never won a league pennant or World Series.
there you go. A lot of wins there. Yeah. Let's see if
Most wins outside of active managers of anybody not elected to the Hall of Fame.
I wonder if you could get to the Hall of Fame as a manager without having won even a pennant.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
3,942 total games, fourth most managed games in baseball history.
Mock thought a pitcher could easily be replaced with a pitching machine. Okay.
Okay.
He managed his nephew Roy Smalley III during his tenure with the Twins. Smalley's father, Roy Jr., married Mock's sister, Jolene. Is that the Jolene?
The Jolene from the song?
Yeah. Is this the
Could
Jolene
be.
Dolly Parton sings about?
Could be.
Wow. Maybe. All right. So you've got a positive 10th of a point off of a manager card. Who knows? Because I have for Cleveland, Don Scholes.
Okay.
And there's nothing on this card that's going to get me anything. Schulze. Don Scholes pitched for 6 years in the big leagues, Cleveland for 6, Cubs for 2, and then the Padres, Mets, and Yankees. In 1987 for the Mets, he went 1-2 with a 6.23 ERA. 21 2/3 innings, gave up 24 hits, a 62 ERA plus, only 5 strikeouts in those 21 innings, and a minus 0.3 WAR, which means I could lose to a manager card here.
This is good.
I'm guessing his pop culture is going to probably ratchet things up.
Oh, sure.
First round draft pick, 11th overall by the Cubs in 1980, was traded with Joe Carter and Mel Hall for Ron Hassey and Rick Sutcliffe, was traded by the Yankees with Mike Pagliarulo for nobody. All right. Nothing there is going to help me, though.
He's pitching coach for the Lansing Lugnuts currently.
Wow. Okay.
So if you're listening to this and you're going to a Lansing Lugnuts game, let Don know that we featured him in Wax Packs Heroes.
Yeah. I think isn't Jesse?
He'll probably go through the roof. He'd be so excited.
I forget his name. We had him on. I think it was the voice of the Lugnuts.
Oh yeah, boy, that was a while ago.
Yeah, he's got his. I know he's done his own podcast, like The Art of the Call. I think it is. It's really good.
Yeah,
check it out. He's a great broadcaster. All right, so it's 2-2, Mark.
Alrighty.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a very interesting one. Now, fortunately, this is an RIP here recently. You have got Gator. Mike Greenwell, of course, just passed away October 9th, just recently. Sad news. Nicknamed Gator, we've talked about that spring training prank quite a bit. Overall, 12 years, every single at-bat of it in the big leagues was with the Red Sox. 1987, he came in 4th in the Rookie of the Year balloting. The next year, he probably should have won the MVP, but Canseco went 40-40, so that beat him out. Let's see, 1987, hit 328, 386 on base, a 570 slugging for a OPS plus of 148. He had 19 home runs, 89 ribs, and a 3.6 WAR.
Not bad.
He's got a
Greenwell
little
could hit, man.
Yeah, he's got a little wispy mustache on this card. It's not his rookie card.
Not his best mustache.
Yeah, it's like a teenager that drives a van and sells crappy weed out of the back with and there's a dragon on the side of the van.
Oh, my cousin Vince.
Your cousin Vinny, yes.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can talk about here for Greenwell. Not much, because there's no transactions, because, of course, he
became a stock car driver.
Yeah, we've talked about him so many times. He played very briefly in Japan, got injured, and came back home for the Hanshin Tigers, who are in the Climax Series final.
Yes, that's exciting.
Back-to-back possibility.
Yes.
All right, so nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's any. Let's see. Do we usually give him any pop culture?
I don't think so.
I think we just had him recently because I remember this political note here that. Yeah, we'll just steer clear of that. All right, so you have got a 3.7
Right on, Greenwell.
You're going to be going up against a Topps All-Star rookie with the little cup.
Uh-oh.
It is none other than Pete Incaviglia.
Wow, and there he is.
Let's see, because I have no idea what Pete Incaviglia wore looks like from any season in his career.
And I spelled his name right. Wow.
It's easy to spell because I remember the way that Harry Carey would pronounce it. Incaviglia. He just pronounced every single letter in the name. All right. Inky or Load, as he was known as. I've never heard Load.
He is great to use for the grid.
For
10 teams.
Oh, did he play? He played for 6 teams. A little bit less.
What?
Texas,
Rangers,
Philadelphia,
Detroit.
Dhouston, Detroit, Baltimore, New York.
Oh, okay. So he was with Detroit and Houston twice. My bad.
See, I went to Washington State, but I didn't count successfully. All right.
I went to PLU and nobody knows what that is.
Pacific Lutheran University?
Yes.
I'm from the Northwest. So.
Yeah, nobody outside of the Pacific Northwest.
Nobody outside of anybody that hasn't lived in the Pacific Northwest for a year knows what that is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. In 1987, Inky, this is his second full year in the big leagues. Didn't lead the league in strikeouts this year. 2 of his first 3 years he did, but not this year. He hit 271, 323 on base, 497 slug for a 116 OPS plus. He had 27 home runs, 80 RBI, 9 stolen bases.
Wow.
That's like Cal Raleigh stealing a base. You just don't expect it, I don't think. And a 2.1 WAR. No facial hair in this. He does have real stirrups on, so I'll get a 10th of a point there. Do we get extra points for the Topps All-Star Rookie Cup?
I don't think we put it on the list. We could.
I don't think we need to, because we'd have to be using this set specifically, so we probably won't. But drafted number 1 or in the first round, 8th overall by the Expos in 85, and then they traded him to the Rangers for Jim Anderson and Bob Sepp. Honestly, is a wash on that trade. Was later traded with Todd Zeal for not much.
College-wise, guy was unbelievable.
Oklahoma State, right? When they were always really good.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, 100 home runs in 213 games.
Jeez.
That's insane.
Born in Pebble Beach, Northern California guy. At
His
least
career college slugging was 915.
Wow.
That's nuts.
That is
Boy, he hit in
crazy.
college. My Lord.
The Pete Incaviglia rule, after the Expos traded him immediately after signing him, Major League Baseball instituted a rule where a team cannot trade a drafted player until he's been under the contract of that club for at least 1 calendar year.
I don't think that's the same anymore.
I don't know. You certainly don't see. You can't trade a draft pick. And
No, here you go. The rule was changed during the 2015 season, allowing teams to trade drafted players the day after the World Series concluded.
oh, there you go.
I think
Rule. Lost his rule. And unfortunately, I see was named in Jason Grimley's unsealed affidavit of alleged users of amphetamines. Wow. So I lost to a manager card, and Pete Incaviglia couldn't save me.
What can you do?
The other 2 cards left in this pack were Don Robinson, not the caveman, Don Robinson, the other one, and Jerry Hairston Sr.
Okay.
Well,
The manager card did me well.
I know. When I saw it, I was like, all right, good. I can win. All right.
Another nail biter.
Yep, that went to all 3 rounds. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Oh, that puts you up 2-3, BT Dubs. You're up
Yes.
2-3. That'll do it for this edition of Wax Packs Heroes. Also do it for this episode of the show. Thank you for listening. Hope you all have a happy, safe Halloween. Don't blow any fingers off with fireworks. Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. Don't lose any fingers or toes due to diabetes. How about that?
And don't right. That's a good one to learn. And don't bite really hard into apples if you get them at trick or treating, because there could be something.
A
hidden
razor
in there,
blade?
like a razor blade.
There has
or
been zero that go to Snopes.com and look up all those. Every single one of those is, first of all, they might give my kid drugs. Nobody's handing drugs out for free, people.
Boy, don't we wish. No, it's real because it happened in the movie Candyman.
Oh, yeah. Just if you see it on the internet.
That's right.
All right. If you want more of us, you can check the show notes. You can Google us, 2 Strike Noise, TWO Strike Noise. A reminder that I'm streaming 3 days a week on Twitch and YouTube at 9 o'clock Best Coast time. And we have fun doing some dailies there. Been doing pretty good this last couple of weeks, not going to lie. And you know what? You can shape the show because a lot of these subjects come from those streams where our listeners are like, what? You don't know the story about Toots McStuffin, the third string catcher from the Air Hogs? Like, I do now, and now it's an episode.
There you go.
Also, we have an email address, Mark.
2 Strike Noise, TWO, strike noise @gmail.com. Let us know how you're doing, what you like about the show. We don't want to know what you don't like. So, leave us alone in that case. I'm just kidding. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll be happy to chat with you.
Yeah, no, somebody sent me a DM about Byron Buxton, and I haven't replied. I do appreciate it. We'll talk about it next week. I just wanted this one to be all Halloween all the time. So we do. I am very bad at getting back to people, so I apologize for that.
We do get back to you. It just sometimes takes a bit.
Yeah, I'm very busy. But that'll do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a happy Halloween, and we will see you on the next episode of 2 Strike Noise.
Thank you. God bless you. Have a great day.